Hi everyone, welcome to the visual guide for the Sunken Temple of Qarn Hard. This is the last of the 3 new instances made available by patch 2.4 Dreams of Ice. Grab your fedoras and your whips and something Indiana Jones. My name is Ms. Tech and I belong in a museum. The trash is relatively simple compared to the normal version of this instance, and you'll find no platform puzzles or sadistic bees to give your tanks PTSD. Instead, the hardest thing about the trash is remembering to pick up the keystones they drop before reaching the doors and realizing you need to backtrack. It happens to the best of us. The first boss you'll come across is the Damage Adjudicator. You'll be able to target and DPS multiple body parts at once. But why waste time? You'll notice that at the start of each phase, one of the 3 body parts will have a glowing red orb on it. Quickly discern which one it is and burn it down. Killing the appropriate part will cause the boss to collapse. While you're doing this, be sure to avoid any AoE telegraphs and sandballs. Players affected by this orange mark will poop out a sandball, similar to the last bosses in both Amdapur instances. Once this ball is dropped, all players should stay away to avoid the residual AoE blasts from it. After killing the glowing body part, the boss will collapse into the sand and spawn some adds. These adds can be burned down fairly easily. At this point, you need to start worrying about shifting sands. These sand traps will target a large area of the arena, and any players caught in the quicksand will slowly begin to sink. If players don't escape before their heads go under, they will instantly die. As soon as you see that sand, start running for your life. The boss will reassemble and the fight repeats. Once you've killed the appropriate body part 3 times, the boss will reassemble with just its body, allowing you to finally destroy it for good. In this section, you'll come across a number of these trash mobs. The hand will grab a player, stunning them while the head casts a very long column attack on them. The DPS should kill these hands first to free the affected player before switching to the head. Switch to the next hand that spawns and repeat before finishing off the head. As usual, be wary of any AoE attacks. The second boss is Sabotender Imperatriz. This encounter begins with 2 adds that can be killed immediately. A number of AoE effects will go out that should be avoided by players and pets alike. The main mechanic of this fight is the boss's ability to count to 100,000. Should she complete this cast, she will automatically wipe the group. The only way to interrupt her is by damaging her a set amount, similar to the Black Mage in Thornmarch Extreme or Captain Madison in Stasha Hard. Anytime the boss emotes and starts to cast 100,000 needles, all players need to immediately switch to her until she loses count. Throughout the fight, she will spawn more sets of adds. The majority of these are squishy and can be quickly dealt with. However, it's important to keep an eye out for these Guardias. They have significantly more health and will fixate on a single player. They also throw out their own set of AoE abilities, so it's best to burn them down as soon as possible. Remember to switch to the boss when she casts her deadly attack, even if the other adds are still up. The second time this big guy spawns, he will cast cover on the boss, soaking any damage to the boss, making it impossible to interrupt her 100,000 needle cast until he is destroyed. Here is where the DPS check comes into the fight. As soon as he spawns and casts cover, all players must immediately switch to him, kill him, and then immediately switch to the boss and burn her until her cast is interrupted. Failing to do so in time will result in a swift death, so be sure to switch between them immediately. At this point, the boss is almost dead, so finish her off and collect your loot. The next set of trash may put up a spicy dot on the tank. Healers may have an easier time if they actively dispel this. Remember to pick up the keystones dropped by the mobs before continuing on. In this last area, you'll deal with a simple puzzle to open the last room, where we'll deal with the last boss, Vicegerent the Warden. The main mechanic of this fight deals with a stacking debuff called Curse of the Mummy. Should this stack ever reach 4, the affected player will lose control of their character and turn into a mummy that will run across the room, possibly cursing other players on the way. Throughout the fight, 2 rows of mummies will spawn around the arena and travel in a straight line. All players should position themselves in the safe zones before the mummies start moving to avoid them. The mummies will quickly apply stacks of the curse to anyone they hit, and chances are if you get caught in a row, you'll be quickly turned into a mummy. The boss will also turn and cast Light of Anathema at a player. This has no visible telegraph, but if the boss turns to you, you should probably get out of the way. The attack does a reasonable amount of damage and will place a stack on you, so avoiding this as much as possible is crucial. The boss may also fixate on a certain player and slash at them, stacking the curse debuff. Again, this is easily avoidable by getting out from in front of the boss. Lastly, the boss may fixate on and target a player with this red beam. This beam will continuously apply curse debuffs until the player is turned into a mummy. To avoid this, the boss can be stunned to break the link. The boss dies when his health gets to 0. Congratulations! If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.